truth! You can't handle the truth!
Okay, it's Brother Rob Wilson. I want to share information with you that will help you as you view the videos and the content I share with you, and as we view and discern what type of individual and spirit we're dealing with. I want to show you the clinical definition for psychopathy. I want to show you what the experts use and what the definition is. This will help you learn to discern right from wrong, good from evil, those who are for you, for those who are manipulatively against you. Okay, anybody can look this up. I'm not making this complicated. A Google search will give you a definition of what a psychopath is. A person suffering from chronic mental disorder with abnormal or violent social behavior. Not all psychopaths are violent. A maniac or a lunatic. Informally, it's used as an unstable or aggressive person. Schoolyard psychopaths will gather around a fight to encourage the combatants, people who get a fixation off of aggression. Let's go on down here. If a person asks the simple, what is a psychopathic behavior? It gives it as a person who is manipulative, dishonest, narcissistic, unremorseful, non-empathic, not caring about others, not being able to enter into the emotional experience of another. That's a sign of a psychopath. Criminality, promiscuity, and lack of responsibility are also common traits, but not all-inclusive traits associated with psychopathy. You have seen some psychopaths smile in your face. There are communal psychopaths as well. Clinical psychologists use what is commonly referred to as the Hare Psychopathy checklist, and this is a revised edition right here. And these are the characteristics that denote a psychopathic individual. Okay? And look, you don't have to be an expert, but what I'm telling you, if this person is harmful to you and you see these things in a very obvious and dramatic way, run. We have to learn to be discerning in this age, in this era. Look, there's 20 character traits on this checklist. If a person scores 0, that means they don't have this trait. There's a score for 1 in the middle column. It means this trait is somewhat present. It's kind of in and it's out. It's not always there. 2, it is a deep and pervasive pattern of behavior that this person is always in. Let's go down the 20 character traits on the Hare Psychopathy checklist. Remember, if a person gets a 1 on 20 of these, it's somewhat there. They're in and out on being a very toxic, abusive, and dangerous, malevolent person. If they score 2 on 20 traits, they're 40. They are on the highest end of the psychopathy spectrum. This is an incredibly dangerous and an incredibly malevolent person. If they score 30 or above, the way this checklist works, they're considered to be psychopathic. Okay? Let's go down this checklist real quick. One character trait of a psychopath is glib and superficial charm. They're charming. They can win you and they can woo you. They have learned how to play a crowd. 2, they are egocentricity, grandiose, and a sense of self-worth or self-importance. And they may do fake humble to not, portray that they are as grandiose and as egocentric as they are. A lot of people in the charismatic and in Christian circles play fake humble. Okay, there's a lot of people who play fake. Jim Jones had fake humble for a while. It didn't stick. 3, their proneness to boredom, low frustration tolerance. They can't put up with things very well. They have to always keep it moving. They have to always create drama. They love drama. 4, pathological lying and deception. If you see a pathological liar, someone who can't tell the truth to save his or her soul, sign of psychopathy. Is it 0? Is it 1? Is it somewhat present? Or is this a pervasive pattern of literally daily behavior? 5, conning and a lack of sincerity. They're con artists. They're manipulators. They are insincere. If they use flattery to endear you to them, they might puff you up and compliment your looks, compliment your education, compliment your history or where you're going. They might say things like, there's a wonderful plan for your life, and you don't even know my life. You don't even know my heart. They are really big on conning and saying insincere statements. Number 6, a lack of remorse or guilt. They show no conscience. They can say things to people that normal, rational, empathetic people would never say. They can even do things to people that a normal person wouldn't do. Is it 0? Is it somewhat present? Or 2? It's definitely there. Lack of affect and emotional depth. There's no feeling. There's no deep connection. There's no real ability to know them or for them to know others. Okay, there's no depth of these are how's the weather, how's what was the game like, what was the most superficial things are what they talk about. They never can talk about the deep well of any emotion or any thoughts because there simply is nothing there in a psychopath. A callous lack of empathy. Callous lack of empathy is a huge red flag. The inability to connect with the hurt, pain, or even the joys of other people. Parasitic lifestyle. Living off of the state, living off of someone else, begging for money all the time. 10, short-tempered, poor behavioral controls. And remember, the temper of a psychopath is not like the temper of just a narcissistic person. They can suppress any outward and visible experience of anger and come back in 3 or 4 days and off you and your family and all your friends and then go out to eat after. There's a callousness about them. There's a cruelty about them. Short-tempered. I was saying if you don't have to do you don't have to do a large thing. It could be the slightest thing that sets off a psychopath. And then if they don't murder you physically, they can do so verbally and spiritually. They will tarnish you. 11, history of promiscuous sexual relations. They don't consider, they're only thinking about their flesh, and they don't consider love because they don't want love. They just want that experience. History of early behavioral problems, lack of realistic long-term plans, impulsivity, very impulsive, saying whatever they want to say, doing whatever they want to do, no forethought, irresponsible behavior, maybe even irresponsible behavior in counseling or in their ministry. They may give a husband irresponsible advice without getting all the information. They may demonize one group over another. That's irresponsible. A responsible person gets lots of information before making judgments, not a psychopath. 16, frequent marital relationships. They cannot maintain long-term relationships. 17, a history of juvenile delinquency. 18, revocation of conditional release. They can't maintain their behavior on probation. They get sent back. 19, failure to accept responsibility for his or her own actions. Okay. Number 20, many types of offense. A psychopath is a multi-talented criminal. All right. So that runs down identifying a psychopath. And it's don't be using your emotions. Stop using your emotions. The best friend of a narcissist, the best friend of a toxic, malevolent psychopath is your emotions, your goodwill, because you believe in others things that simply are not present. Use tactical, logical, reasoning, and rational analysis to see if this person's words and actions in a large part are these traits are part of this pervasive personality that a person just simply cannot depart from. All right? Guard your heart, the Bible says, for out of it flow the issues of life. Peace and love.